All right, in this video, I'm going over what is a landing page and why should you use one, as you can see here. So why even think about a landing page in the first place? Most local businesses send ad traffic to their homepage, which is literally their domain website, which has, all their about us, the service pages, contact page, all that stuff, right? Or no website at all, meaning they're on Meta, they're using lead forms or even Google lead forms. So the problem with this is you're paying for clicks, but only 1 to 3 out of 100 visitors contact you, which means 97 plus people leave without calling, booking, or asking for any quote, right? So if we can get that 1 to 3 people out of 100 to 3 to 6 people, all things being equal, we have just doubled the business, right? So it's super important. So what is a landing page? The plain English definition is that a landing page is a single focused web page with just one job: turn a visitor into a lead, right? Or it could be a sale or whatever your conversion action is. Key traits is we want to build one for one specific offer. For example, if you're a roofer, that would be a free roof inspection, right? No gutter cleaning, none of that BS, just that one offer. One specific type of person, right? Homeowners in Brisbane with tiled roofs as an example, and with one main call to action, right? And you can technically have 2 if you do a phone call and an inquiry, but usually one main works well because we don't want to skew results, which would be a call, a book, request a quote, or anything similar. And the analogy here is that your website is like a full brochure about everything you do, but a landing page is like a one flyer about the one offer that tells them exactly what to do next, right? So it works really well in paid ads. And in the funnel, we'll have like an ad or an email or a QR code. However we're generating that traffic, we then take them to the landing page, which isn't, a full brochure of a website. But then they're able to make a form or a phone call, and then of those turn into an appointment or a quote or a patient booking, whatever it is that you offer, right? So why landing pages work better than generic websites? First of all, higher conversion rates. So homepages are built for information, people in browsing mode and all that stuff. Homepages are, landing pages are built to convert people to that one action, right? As you can see, lead or booking. So the typical pattern is that for homepages, 1 to 3% of visitors contact you, as in 1 to 3 visitors out of 100 that go to your website will end up taking that action, whether that's a phone call, a booking, or a lead inquiry. A decent landing page will do 5 to 10% of visitors that contact you, right? And again, what I said before, all things being equal, if we just increase the conversion rate of the traffic, we'll increase the business, right? So if we're spending money on ads that drive traffic to a website, and it's the same ad spend as for this example, we'll get more leads. So if you get 100 clicks and the homepage converts at 2%, that's 2 leads. Landing page at 10%, that's 10 leads. That's a 5x increase, right? 5 times more leads from the same budget. So we also have fewer distractions, right? So on the homepage, there's a menu, blog, about, careers page, 5 different services, all these social links where people can just doom scroll and literally do whatever, but not take any action. Whereas in the landing page, we have no menu, no rabbit holes, just headline, proof, offer, call to action, and every extra link is an exit, right? For the homepage or your main website, landing page removes exits. We box them in like a fish into one specific call to action so they can't run away, essentially. And that's exactly what we want to do. Also, the message match here. So if you're running a specific ad for a specific suburb or specific service, let's say you're a plumber, if someone searches up emergency plumber near me and then clicks an ad, it's bad if they land on a generic homepage that talks about all plumbing services, whether that's hot water cylinders or just fixing someone's tap, right? But a good one lands on a page that says 24/7 plumber in the city, call now, right? It's super specific to their search. In this case, would be from a Google ad, right? And when your homepage matches what the ad promised, more people convert. It's just simple as that. So it's also easier to track and improve, right? We have one clear goal: click to call or submit form. So it's easy to measure to see how many people visited that landing page specifically and how many people called or fill out the form or booked in, right? And we can test different headlines, images, guarantees without touching the whole site. It doesn't mess SEO as well. That's a whole other thing, because you can make your website conversion-based focused, but it might mess up your SEO efforts, and we don't want to lose all that momentum that you've been building with SEO. So it's what we usually do for our clients is we put the landing page in a subdomain. So if my domain is odindigital.com.au, I'd have a subdomain that's like go.odindigital.com.au, and that's where I'd put my landing pages, right? And it's purely just to convert traffic. We're not trying to get SEO. We need to direct traffic to it somehow with ads, whether that's on Meta or Google, or even QR codes using print advertising, right? So it's a lot easier to track and improve, and we can set up the Meta Pixel or the Google Tag Manager or Google Analytics on that specific page, and it's super duper easy to track. Cool. When a local business should use a landing page, right, is if you're running Google Ads or Meta Ads, very self-explanatory there, or we're pushing a specific offer, whether that's a free consultation, free inspection, new patient special, limited time promotion, whatever your offer is. And anytime you want more calls, more booked appointments, more quote requests, or whatever, not just more website traffic, because we can get a ton of people clicking, but what's the point of them clicking if no one's going to take any action and no one's going to pay us any money, right? So the anatomy of a simple high converting local landing page, we want a clear headline, what, who, where, for example, Perth emergency electrician, 24/7 call out service, right? Subheadline is something to supplement that headline. Simple promise, an outcome, will be at your door within 60 minutes, or your call out fee is free, as an example. Hero section with one main call to action. We want a big button or a big phone number that says call now or book free inspection. Optional secondary request a quote, right? So in this case, the main big button would be a call button or booking on someone's calendar. Otherwise, they can request a quote and fill out a form as well, right? But usually we want to just drive one. Quick benefits list, right? Focus on value, not features. For example, for this Sparky here, same-day service, upfront fixed pricing, licensed and insured, local team, not a franchise, so it's more personalized. And we want to tie back to the dream outcome and lower time/effort for the no-brainer offer, right? Like 24/7 call out, dream outcome is, fixed whatever. Cool. And continued, we want to add social proof, right? Star rating on Google, Facebook, Trustpilot, whatever. Short testimonials as well. If we have video testimonials, that works even better. Before and after photos or simple case studies that we're allowed to do. For healthcare, you need to be careful of opera because sometimes you're not allowed to put this on your website. We also want an explainer section or how it works, process, whatever. Step 1, call or submit form. Step 2, we inspect and quote. Step 3, we fix, you relax. Very simple. Risk reversal or guarantee, only if you can operationally back it. You don't want to overpromise and underdeliver for your clients. So we have no fix, no fee, as an example. Or if we miss your appointment window, you get X amount of dollars off. All right, so for the no-brainer equation, for making the value equation for a no-brainer offer, we want to remove the risk and increase the perceived likelihood of success by having this guarantee. Continued, we also want an FAQ section, frequently asked questions like how much does it cost? What areas do you serve? Are you licensed? Do you offer after-hour service, as an example? And then the last thing here is trust and contact details. So licenses, associations, certificates, local address and service areas, phone, email, opening hours, right? So this would be on your footer, essentially, of the landing page. So how do landing pages fit inside your marketing? The step 1 is we want to pick one core service and one city/suburb if you're a local service business. Step 2, we want to build one simple landing page using the checklist above. And step 3, we want to send all ad traffic for that service to this page, not your homepage, right? So if you're currently running ads for that sent to your website, let's stop that and just change the link so it goes to the landing page. And then we want to track clicks and then call/form fills and the cost per lead, right? So this is how serious businesses treat marketing. Every ad has a matching landing page, right? If you're super sweaty with it, you can do bulk landing pages and bulk ad groups and ad sets, for Google and Meta to do that. And we do that for some of our clients. Every landing page has one clear call to action, no BS, no browsing, no way where they can leave us. And they iterate the page, they don't guess. So they A/B test as well. Mainly it's just that above the fold section, which is the section before people scroll. But yeah, it could literally be as simple as changing the headline or changing the guarantee or changing the offer, right? Cool. So just as a recap, landing page is a one-pager, one offer, one action, and it makes your ads and traffic actually pay off because you have a higher conversion rate. And again, all things being equal, you'll just increase and grow the business, right? Just by having a higher conversion rate on your landing page. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.